Here it is. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Like to call the meeting of the Wayne County Commission to order. Good morning. All right, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
The board is now open for roll call. Commissioner Knizik has requested an excuse.
You.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you so much. Next item.
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of
Please
America.
stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty. Next item, please.
Invocation.
Okay, we will have introduction of our invocator by Commissioner Marecki.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I am very happy to introduce Darcel Brown, which you all of us know, and he's our friend. And thank you, Darcel, for doing this today. And we miss you.
Thank you, Commissioner Marecki, for the this opportunity. If we can all please stand. John 14:27 says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid." Let us pray. God, we thank you for peace, which can transcend through any circumstance we face. We thank you for these commissioners who have made an oath to dedicate their lives to serving others. We ask that as they make decrees here today, that you lead them to do so with a motivation for the best interests of the residents of Wayne County. We say a special prayer for these United States of America. We pray that you will help us to abide by the scripture that says, love your neighbor as thyself. Let that love overcome division, racism, and superiority. Lord, let your will be done. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Darcel, for that prayer and those very inspirational words that we need to all heed to love our neighbor as we would ourselves. Thank you, sir. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Reading, correcting, and approval of the journal.
Vice Chair Pro Tem Badun.
Move for approval. Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion, corrections to the journal? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Thank you so much. Next item.
Report from the chair.
Okay, two things. Let me first just, I'm not sure if she's here. Cynthia Douglas, are you here? Cynthia is not
I'm
in the
here.
room. Oh,
And I'm
she's
online.
online. Hello, Cynthia. Well, I wanted you to hear this.
Uh-oh.
We've had our transition of Oracle, and that's been a very complicated process. But Cynthia Douglas has really stepped up and made that transition on the commission side seamless. So I just want to thank her for her hard work in making sure that the commission was straight as we transitioned to the Oracle process. So thank you, Cynthia Douglas, for your hard work and dedication and efficiency and getting the commission all set with our Oracle transition. Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I would like to ask Commissioner Dobb to do a special introduction for us. Commissioner Dobb?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to welcome Madeline Fada, the Michigan Association of Counties Governmental Affairs Associate. Raise your hand, Madeline. She's over there. She's here to observe our meeting today, and I'd just like to thank her for all of the work that she does at the state on behalf of counties.
Thank you for
Thank you, Madam
joining
Chair.
us. As you all know, we have 83 counties in Michigan, and MAC does a superior job in making sure that they are fighting for all things that are important to counties throughout our state. So welcome. Thank you for coming. If you need anything, let us know, but hopefully you'll have you'll observe a nice, smooth meeting this morning. Thank you for being here. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Unfinished business, there is none listed. We're moving to page 2 of the agenda, offering of all petitions, ordinances, resolutions, and presentations. There are none listed. We will move to reports from committees. Report A is from the Committee on Public Services. There are 7 items listed on pages 2 and 3 of the agenda.
And for our listening audience and those in the chamber, we operate by committee. We vet and thoroughly discuss all of the items that are before us today at the committee level, and then they come here to our full board meeting for final disposition. Commissioner Marecki?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move items 1 through 7 for approval, with Commissioner Palomera being the maker of the motion on number 6.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Marecki, supported by Vice Chair Pro Tem Baydoun. Any discussion on the public services report? Any discussion on public services? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries, and I have Vice Chair Palomera as the maker of the motion on item number 6.
Thank you. Next item.
We are on Report B from the Committee on Ways and Means. There are 12 items listed on pages 4 through 6 of the agenda.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move approval of the entire report, which are items 1 through 12.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Marecki. Any discussion on the Ways and Means report? Any discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Okay, next item, please.
We are on Report C from the Committee on Health and Human Services. There are 17 items listed on pages 6 through 15 of the agenda.
Okay, Commissioner Scott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to move a motion to support 1 through 17, please.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Scott, supported by Commissioner Baker McCormick. Any discussion on the Health and Human Services report? Commissioner Garza?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just like to be listed as an abstention for item number 16.
Duly noted. Really quick on item number 1, we had a meeting on this item about a few months ago, and I see it's before us today. Is there someone here from the administration who would do a quick recap on this? This is for Wayne Risa and the Educational Services. Go ahead. Name and title for the record. Someone help her for a microphone, please. There you go. You got it. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you. My name is Tia Lauren. I'm the Deputy Director of Juvenile and Youth Services. So for this item, this is just going to be the revision of the Wayne Risa. There is going to be just new account numbers that we are moving to a new division. And so this is just a transition to get to a new business line.
Okay.
No change in money, nothing of that. And it's just for more of tracking the state and local funding.
And this program with Nucella, it started last school year or it began
Yes.
this school year?
Yes, last year. And then we do have, I did provide to our Commissioner Scott the data for this. How many children have been serviced, how many have been participating, and et cetera.
Very good. We'll make sure that all that information gets to all commissioners.
Absolutely.
And, Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Thank you, Madam Chair. We did request in the meeting a report back to the committee on this particular item. So
Yes.
you provided the items, but you're going to come back and go over that in committee?
Yes, absolutely. So I did send that to Mr. Darcel, who sent it to Ms. Scott, and then I can definitely debrief that and go one by one item.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Any additional discussion on the Health and Human Services report? Okay, hearing none. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please vote.
Motion carries.
Next item, please.
We're on Report D from the Committee on Audit. There are 2 items listed on pages 15 and 16 of the agenda.
Commissioner Dobb?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to move the entire report for receiving file.
Okay, moved by Commissioner Dobb, supported by Commissioner Colleen. Any discussion on the audit report? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Next item, please.
We're on Report E from the Committee on Government Operations. There are 5 items listed on pages 16 and 17 of the agenda.
Commissioner Clemente?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to move the entire report, items 1 through 5.
Moved by Commissioner Clemente, supported by Commissioner Garza. Any discussion on the government operations report? Discussion on those 5 items? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Let's go to the addenda.
We are on the first addenda, new business items. There are 2 listed. Item number 1 is requesting commission approval of a professional services contract with 2 one-year options to renew between the Charter County of Wayne and Lobdus Enterprises not to exceed $3,062,736 to provide employee shuttle services.
All right, gentlemen, introduce yourselves and tell us about this item.
Through the chair, Aaron Wagner, Chief Administrative Officer.
Good morning, Gregory Hurst, Director of Facilities Management and Planning.
The contract we have before you is the employee shuttle service for the outlots at the CJC. This was a public solicitation. The evaluation committee selected Latvis, who is the operator of the shuttle service actually for the Guardian building. So it's a company that our employees currently use. They've been a very good partner in helping pull together the plan and really dialing in the needs and drop off and pick up locations for the employees of the CJC. The contract will begin as employees, or at least the services will begin as employees move into the building, which we schedule according to the schedule that's been published. Prosecutor's office will begin their move-in on August 9th, and then subsequently the other offices will be filling the building to our public opening on September 3rd.
How many lots will this service?
This will service the 2 employee lots. It's lot.
So the Lot A, which is off of Farnsworth Street, and then there's another lot we consider Lot D, which is the very close in proximity, of course, to the CJC. The street escapes my thought process right now, but there's Lot D and then potentially a 3rd lot to come later.
Lot D is the lot that was built over by the Lincoln Hall of Justice, where the old youth home was raised. And just for clarity, the most distant lot, or the furthest lot out from the CJC, is still a closer walk than the First Street parking garage is to the Guardian building.
Will it be continual service, or they'll just do certain times, like on the hour, or just
It'll be
continual?
continual service for a little over a 12-hour span, so it'll contemplate first shift and second shift. Second shift employees would be parking closer, as first shift employees would be exiting. And then third shift employees, because it is a 24-hour operation, it's contemplated that they will be parking on campus.
Any questions? Commissioner Colleen?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I'm wholly in support of this contract. I'm just delighted that with the new CJC, that there's no parking costs or shuttle costs for any of our employees as we move over there. That was We had talked about that for a long time. And so we bit the bullet. We bought the parking lots for the county. So this is just excellent for our employees. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Absolutely. We are so happy that that's an expense that they do not have to incur. Any additional questions, Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Clarify, did you say how many parks together would this be in each lot? How many total
Many,
parking
how many spaces?
spaces? Yeah.
Don't have that number offhand. I do know just one of the lots it sells houses nearly 500 spaces.
Mhm.
And would it also be a parking lot for anyone else that visits, the jury and
There-
is that the same lots or different lots?
No, this will be servicing employee lots only. The lots that the public will be utilizing are within walking distance. There's what we used to refer to as the DPS lot, which is across the street. That will be for jurors and visitors. And then there is another lot that is just north of the building, 1 block over, that will also be for public parking.
And is that free parking for visitors?
At this time, yes, it's free.
Joe, from our staff, you wanted to answer that question about the number of spaces? $1,250 over 3 lots. Thank you, sir. Any additional questions? Okay. Motion by Commissioner Kinlock, supported by Commissioner Haydos. Again, any questions on this one item? Hearing none, please vote.
Motion carries.
Okay, next item.
Item number 2 is requesting commission approval of amendment number 2 to a comparable source project representative owners representation agreement between the Charter County of Wayne and Carter Goebel Associates not to exceed $550,000 to continue acting in a fiduciary capacity to the county to represent the county's interests in the design and construction of the CJC.
Through the chair, Aaron Wagner, Chief Administrative Officer. What's before you is a request for additional allocation of funds for the CGL contract. The way that this particular contract was written was that they were going to assist through completion of the project. So there wasn't a definitive end date to it. And since this project has been extended, they've continued services. And so what's here is the funding to contemplate the end of this project. Since we're going to be going public on September 3rd, this contract's going to wind down shortly thereafter.
Discussion, Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Is a continuation of services in the design of it. I guess I'm just, what are they doing exactly?
Yeah, so they've really been through the construction phase. They were on site making sure that that the construction was to spec. If there were issues or changes that came up, they've helped the county work with outside agencies that may, MDOC may require some changes from the HOK design. So they've been the liaison and the advocate for the county through the construction phase. Now that we're in, now that we've completed construction and really we're moving into the transition phase, part of this contract was for them to assist the county in transitioning and phasing in the various departments that will occupy the facility, as well as any warranty claims that we have, helping us navigate through that. And so as, punch list items are completed, they're going through on our behalf and with, or in conjunction with the FM team, they're making sure that work is done to specification and to meet the county's needs.
I guess I'm just not clear as to what their ongoing services are if we're moving in and I get the warranty parts and all of that, but I guess I assumed that once we designed it and moved in, the construction and design is kind of done, but you're saying it's not.
So if I may, Commissioner McCormick, so this would be very similar to an owner's representative role that CGL has played for the county, for this project. So now we've completed construction. Now we're entering the project closeout, if you will. And the extension for this particular project takes us through an additional warranty period, which is for several months, actually a full year after we've taken ownership of the jail, after the county's taken ownership, where these will still, we're still going to be using them as advocates on our behalf to work with Barton Mallow, Bedrock, and so on.
So it's not a warranty that they provide, it's just making sure that everything is running smoothly.
Correct. And we're still within the, what I would consider a closeout phase, post-construction.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And this is going to go until, I don't see an end date.
Through the chair, or Chair Bell. Yes, that, the way that the contract was written, the CGL would assist with transition, would complete the transition. We have a phase which is final completion, and I believe there's a period on closeout post-final completion that this contract will naturally sunset. And so the funding, now that we have a definitive turnover date, and we're working towards a definitive final completion date, the funding that's presented before you will capture all of that. So there won't be another return for additional funds.
So September 3rd, that's not their last day. They'll continue for about another 6 months past that point.
Approximately, yes.
Commissioner Kinlock.
Okay, so you don't have expected date. You can put just a tentative date. I know that certain parts of what we've been doing, we've been extending dates when necessary, but can we absolutely in this agreement put, a date certain, and if we have to modify it, extend it, put some sort of language around that?
We're not amending the contract at this point.
Not amending, maybe the wrong language, but I'm just saying, just put a date that we can look forward to.
We can come back with a tentative date that we expect.
Can we approve it, upon, with the contingency that will be included?
Well, this is just for funding only, so there's no
Fine,
changes to the contract.
Okay, fine. So
Yep.
you'll deal
Yep.
with whatever is necessary. Thank you.
Exactly.
Any additional questions? Additional discussion? It's been moved by Commissioner Hados, supported by Commissioner Garza. Any additional discussion? Hearing none, please vote.
I vote yes. Having a little problem.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
You. Second addenda, please.
We are moving to the second addenda for immediate consideration. Item number 3, requesting commission approval of a cooperative purchase agreement between the Charter County of Wayne and La Fontaine in the amount of $114,460 to purchase 2 2023 Police Pursuit Marked Dodge Chargers for the Sheriff's Office.
Okay, name and title for the record. Okay, stop. Okay, there you go.
Good morning.
Good
Benita
morning.
Terry, Director of Administration, Sheriff's Office. I come before you this morning asking for your approval for 2 police pursuit vehicles, Dodge Chargers, in the amount of $114,460. This purchase will be purchased through the Farmer Grant, our crime prevention grant. So no general fund dollars will be used. And again, it will be used for our Scout program to go through block clubs. We work with neighborhood initiatives, crime prevention awareness. That's what these vehicles be used for.
Okay, and this immediate consideration because?
Immediate consideration because we got a email that said you need to purchase these vehicles because they're 2023s and they're moving very fast off the lot because LaFontaine Dodge Chrysler will not be making 2024. So we had to take possession of those vehicles ASAP. So that's why we requested immediate consideration. We did get a huge discount, 3%, 3,000, I'm sorry, on the vehicles opposed to if we had to buy 2024, 2025 models.
3,000 each or
Each,
3,000?
3,000 each,
So $6,000 for the two.
3,000 each for each vehicle, 6,000 total.
Okay, Commissioner Baker McCormick?
Thank you, Madam Chair. You mentioned the Scout program.
Yes.
Both of them are for the Scout?
Yes.
Okay, and do you have a schedule of where they will be or how to become a part of that area
The areas?
that you're going to cover?
No, I don't, but I can get that over to you. Okay. Yes.
All right, I allowed this to be on the agenda late yesterday because of the savings that we're going to receive from doing it now as opposed to we waited 2 weeks from now. But if we can have a little bit better communication with our staff, because I think it was in the queue for a while, we didn't know it was of urgency. We would have gotten it and got an analyst a little bit better. So if you can just make sure we have a little bit better communication so that we can more timely make sure that these things get enough time to go over and our analysis can be done completely and thoroughly, that would be very helpful.
Most
So just
definitely.
keep us in the loop if there's something that needs to be immediate, closer than the 24-hour timeline
Yes,
that
we
we
did
had.
get the email yesterday.
Yes, okay, very good. Any additional questions? All right, please vote.
Thank you.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay,
We are,
back, go
we're
ahead.
returning back to the agenda, page 17, upcoming meetings.
Okay, please note the upcoming meetings for next week and the week after. Next item.
We are moving to new business, item B, testimonial resolutions and certificates of appreciation. There are 7 items listed.
Okay, is there a motion moved by Vice Chair Pro Tem Baidoon, supported by Commissioner Haydus? I'll just say, twins Doris and Loris, Doris Ward and Loris Pryor celebrated their 100th birthday on yesterday. They're long-term Detroit residents. To have twins celebrate 100 birthdays is amazing. And they are my husband's cousins. So we are very pleased that, and they're doing good too for 100, but to have twins is
It looked
amazing.
great on TV too.
Yes, they did, they're doing well. So we're just so happy that they're still with us. So I want to acknowledge them, as well as the 20th anniversary of the Detroit Recovery Project. They had an amazing celebration last Friday, with special guests from across the country, just people giving their testimony on being in recovery and what recovery has meant to them. There's programs like DRP that helps people get into recovery and stay there and become productive. So that was a wonderful celebration on last Friday. Any additional discussion on the certificates of appreciation? Okay, moved by Vice Chair Pro Tem, supported by Commissioner Haydus. Please vote.
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Next item.
We're on memoriams. There are 2 names listed.
Are there any additional names to be added to the memoriam list? Commissioner Clemente?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just wanted to add Virginia A. Mondin. She was a very active volunteer in the Lincoln Park area and a former council person that passed away. I send my sympathies to her family. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for that loss, Commissioner. Commissioner Kinlock?
Yes, I just would like to extend my thoughts and prayers to the Edwards family with the passing of Shante Edwards, the wife of Judge Prentice Edwards Jr. And, just known her family, my entire lives, particularly her mom. We all grew up together in the church at Clinton Street, Greater Bethlehem Temple. Remember her before she was born. And it's just so, such a tragic loss, wonderful woman, an attorney, and just a brilliant and excellent person. And she will definitely be missed. Thank you.
Sharing that information with us. Commissioner Hayes?
Thank you, Madam the Chair. I'd like to add the name Mr. Muhammad Abbas Hashim, married to my cousin, Nahla Hadis. He passed away last week. And it was a difficult time for the family, and we ask for everybody prayer.
Absolutely. So sorry for your loss of your family member. We'll definitely keep you and your family in our prayers, Commissioner. So sorry for your loss. Any additional names to be added? Everyone in the chambers could please stand for a moment of silence. Thank you so much. And I want to continue to pray for those lost to senseless gun violence in our community across the country. Next item, please.
Public comments.
Anyone on Zoom for public comments? Anyone on Zoom? Anyone on the telephone? Any emails?
Yes, I do have one email.
Okay.
It's from Anthony Plessia. Dear Commissioners, please stand up against the Biden administration's efforts to cede U.S. sovereignty to the World Health Organization via amendments to the International Health Regulations and the Pandemic Preparedness Treaty. The WHO has already adopted the IHR amendments illegally and is continuing to work on the treaty. Please restrict funding to any county departments that enforce the World Health Organization edits. Remember in Federalist 33, Alexander Hamilton wrote that lower level governments have the right to treat acts by the federal government that are not pursuant to the Constitution as acts of usurpation. No additional emails.
Anyone in the chambers who would like to give public comments at this time? Anyone in the chambers? Anyone in the chambers? Hey, all right, thank you. Next item, please.
Reconsiderations.
There are none.
Remarks by members.
I have one. I have two, actually. First one is we want to give a hearty birthday celebration, happy birthday to someone who's going to turn 25 years old again, one of our commissioners, the Honorable Tim Killeen. His birthday is on July 30th. We want to say happy birthday, Tim Killeen.
Happy birthday to you.
I think that's my third
Your
25th.
third 20, he'll turn 25 for the third time. No, happy birthday and best wishes to you on your birthday, which will be July 30th. Also, I'd like to acknowledge that several of us went to the NACO, which is the National Association of Counties Annual Conference just this past weekend. Commissioner Baker McCormick, Kara Clemente, Terry Marecki, Melissa Dobb, and myself. And glad to say that the ladies here are all doing well on the various committees in NACO, from transportation to I'm on public safety, Veterans Affairs. Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick is elevating her way up to be the president of the women of NACO. So when's that going to occur? Will that be next year? Next year, she will be the president of Women of NACO. So we're so proud of her activities. So the water's warm, jump in. If there are other commissioners who would like to join us as we do the work on the national level for counties, please, the legislative conference will be in March in Washington, D.C. So many wonderful forum sessions on what's going on with counties, from healthy counties, transportation, public safety, juvenile justice, just everything that we do. Although if you've seen one county, you've seen one county, because all counties across the country operate differently. But it's just great to get that information that we can bring home and implement those that are relevant to Wayne County. So It was a great conference. I was appointed to the Large Urban County Caucus as a vice chair and to the Justice and Public Safety Committee as a vice chair as well. So we look forward to hopefully you joining us on March 4th in DC. And again, that's when the legislative conference will take place. But it was a great convening of people from across the country. Any additional remarks by members? Commissioner Irma Clark Coleman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I did notice under the testimonial resolutions, the number one from Commissioner Marecki honoring Delphine Fairbanks on her 97th birthday. Is this the same Delphine Fairbanks that was at the airport, was a fixture at the airport?
Yes, and I know her nephew, and because I don't know her, he asked me to do that. So it is her. Yep.
Oh, okay. So Delphine and I worked for the Road Commission back in the 70s. And at that time, they elevated women into administrative positions. And Delphine, Betty Mizuraka, and myself were elevated into administrative positions. Delphine was sent out to the airport and was there for God knows how long. She was a fixture in administration out at the airport. So I haven't seen her in quite a while, but when I saw her, she looked wonderful.
She's still golfing and
Is
very
she?
active. So
Give her my love,
I
please.
will do that. Yep.
Thank you.
Sure.
7 and still golfing. That's amazing. Very good. Commissioner Kinlock.
Just want to mention that yesterday, DWIN had its annual meeting, and we presented a resolution to Eric Doa, who basically has moved on to hopefully and believe greater heights. And so it was a resolution that was presented by the DWIN board. And so just saying that be having a resolution drafted on behalf of all commissioners going to him. And thanks for reminding me, Commissioner Killeen. Thank you.
No, and Eric Doa is served very honorably for the DWIN board and for the DWIN in general. And we're so sad to see him leave, but hopefully he'll be going to greener pastures. But he did an amazing job as CEO while he was with DWIN. It was a great loss for us, but I'm sure we'll find someone else to carry the torch and the mantle. He set a great foundation, so very good. Vice Chair Pro Tem Beydoun.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to take a moment to applaud Dr. Abdul El Sayed, the Director of Health and Human Services. He took center stage about a week ago at a U.S. Senate committee hearing about solutions for medical debt crisis in America. And he did an amazing job. He really represented Wayne County very well.
Yes, what an honor to have him present between the Senate committee. Yes, I think under the direction of Senator Sanders, Bernie Sanders. So that was amazing to have Wayne County represented at that level. So we are so proud of Dr. El Sayed and what he's doing here for Wayne County. So we'll make sure we say thank you when we see him and congratulate him on a wonderful job presenting to the Senate. Any additional remarks by members? Well, everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. And it's a beautiful day, so enjoy. And if you're free around 4 o'clock,